What's up everybody? In this video we're going to be looking at my most recent medium format purchase, which is the Mamiya C330. The Mamiya C330 is a medium format TLR which shoots 6x6 negatives and it has interchangeable lenses. The Mamiya C330 is the last of the Mamiya C lineup, making it the most modern TLR that Mamiya made. It features bellows focusing, allowing you to focus quite close, and it also has up to 7 interchangeable lenses that can be used with the system. So interchangeable lenses was a pretty big deal for this camera, as most other TLRs don't have or didn't have interchangeable lenses. This gave you a lot of different options when shooting. You could have lenses as wide as 55mm and all the way to the 250mm on the telephoto side. The other feature that helped set the Mamiya C lineup apart was the bellows focusing. This allows you to focus a lot closer than most standard TLRs. So this camera has some pretty decent pros with interchangeable lenses and the bellows focusing allowing you to focus close. But with these pros come some cons. Because of the bellows focusing system, the camera is really big compared to other TLRs. I'll get my Yashica mat to show you the difference in size. So as you can see here, the Yashica mat is quite smaller, especially when it comes to sort of how wide it is, which makes it fit in bags a lot nicer and a lot easier. And the Mamiya, it's quite large, especially with the knobs on the bottom. They stick out a little bit further as well, but that's the trade-off that you get for interchangeable lenses and the bellows focusing, which allows you to focus really close. The other issue that you run into with the bellows focusing is the parallax. Because all TLRs, when focusing close, have a bit of parallax, this is sort of exacerbated a lot on the C330 when you try to focus really close. Now there is a bar which comes up in the viewfinder to help you see roughly where it's going to be. But as you get quite close, which I tried to with some of my photos that I've taken, it gets almost all of the frame sort of so you can't see what you're actually shooting. This is a little bit of a con, but it's only because you can focus closer, so it's still pretty good.
Overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless. Oh, here we go. It's overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, my hopeless soul. Oh, here we go. It's overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go.
like this camera. I mean, apart from the size, it's pretty much everything you'd want from a TLR. You've got an 80mm f2.8, which is nice and fast, and I think a really nice lens. It has a good rendering for sort of your just everyday use. And then if you want, you can get telephotos for just those longer shots if you need them somewhere, or for portraits. And then I quite like the idea of being able to have the wide angle. Sometimes you just need that wide lens to get the shot that you want. So for a TLR, it's pretty good. The size being the only real downfall to this camera. So I paid around 750 Australian dollars for this C330, which is in pretty good condition. You can pay sort of between, I found 700 Australian and about 1,000 to 1,200 Australian, depending on which model you get. There are sort of different versions of the C330, like the Pro and the S and all these different things, which have slight little variations, but nothing too major. It also comes with a few accessories. You can get side grips for holding it a bit nicer, and prism finders and things like that. I don't think that there are any metered prisms or anything for this, but you know, most TLRs don't really have a meter, or if they do, they're quite old and probably getting on a little bit, so they're not as accurate. So this camera also has a few other cool features to help you along the way. One thing you want to do is make sure you have a look at the lock/unlock knob on the side here. If you're going to change the lenses, you have to make sure you lock it to put up a little curtain to A, not let you expose the film completely, but B, it also puts a red bar across your viewfinder. So if you change the lenses then forget to switch it back, you won't just start shooting blank frames of nothing, because the red bar will be in there to warn you that your actual film is covered. But if you're interested in this camera and the lenses, because Mamiya makes some really nice lenses, I'm a big fan of Mamiya glass, especially after using this camera, you can go for other cameras in the Mamiya C lineup. There's the C3, the C2, the C22, C33, and the C220, as well as the C330. What I would recommend you do is you just go into a sort of camera wiki, or you look up about the Mamiya C lineup, because they all take the same lenses, but they just have slight different variations. Like, I know some of the cameras only take 120 film, they don't take 220, and some of them, when you wind the film on, it doesn't auto cock the shutter, so you have to cock the shutter with your finger. Just little nuanced differences like that. But some of the other ones are quite cheap, so it can be a good way to get in to some good glass and your first medium format camera with interchangeable lenses for a pretty decent price. So I'll throw some more photos up on the screen to go along with this that I've taken with this camera, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I hope you guys enjoyed those photos. Let me know in the comments down below which ones are your favorites. And if you have any questions about this camera, or you have any information that I missed that's helpful for other people, make sure to leave it in the comments so people can see it and get a bit more information out there about the camera. Because I think this is a really good, the whole Mamiya C line is a really good point for people that want to come into medium format, but want a few different options with lenses, as well as potentially different shooting scenarios like portraits or landscapes or all sorts of stuff like that. If you found the video helpful, please give it a like and comment down below, and please subscribe. It helps a lot with the channel, and I'll be posting a lot more videos now more frequently. Portrait shoots that I've done with the Mamiya C330, traveling that I've done with the Mamiya C330, and a lot of other cameras that I buy and use along the way. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.